Well.
Hola.
How did you fall in love?
What? Micro.
A ver, estos micrófonos. ¿Soy lo que? A ver, no puedo atrás. Okay? Okay. How did you fall in love?
Well, I love movies ever since I can remember. My parents told me I used to like watch movies before I could walk or talk, and they were particularly disturbed because I love horror movies and monster movies. So I think that's what they were always afraid that I was going to turn into a monster myself because I love movies so much.
Your creativity seems endless. Your creativity seems endless. Tell us about your childhood.
I grew up in Burton, California, which is a very serious business. What?
Hello. That's mine.
Robert.
Sarah, do something.
Agradecimientos a su superior.
Is that sound better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Business for you. How about business?
When I worked at Disney, it was kind of a nightmare. That's why the first project I did was going to be called Nightmare before at Disney, but I changed it to Nightmare. It was at a time when animation was not really that popular. The first film I worked on there was called Fox and the Hound, and it was at a time in Disney's history where there was not a lot of interest in animation. So it was not a very creative time, and that's why I was very lucky to be able to do a short film like Vincent and then go off into other types of design work for them, because I was just really terrible at drawing cute animals. And so luckily I didn't have to do that for very long.
Vincent, your first short film, beautiful one. Are you Vincent?
Do you mean am I a small little clay animated character? No, I'm a human being. But I've always tried to be as autobiographical as I can in films, and I was, growing up watching Vincent Price movies was very important to me growing up, so it was I was very grateful that I was able to do something so personal just for my own first film. The good thing about short films is that, it's easier to make them personal. Once you get into making a Hollywood film, it becomes much more difficult to do that, but I always try to put something personal into everything I do.
You look like it.
I'm a bit older now, but yes.
What do you look for in a story?
Well, yeah, when I'm just thinking of any project, it's just something that connects to me. Oftentimes, you know, most things have a fantasy nature to them, but like all old folk tales and fairy tales, there's some reality in it that just connects to you on some personal level, and that's why, again, I always like folk tales or strange tales, because there's something about them that goes into the subconscious and that makes it, even though it seems fantastical, it makes it very personal.
Tell us about your obsession.
My obsessions?
Yes.
Well, I got to see mummies last night, so I got through that obsession. I've always wanted to come here since I was, long time. I was going to say before I was born, but I don't think that's probably possible.
Okay, and how much do you plan everything? How detailed is your storyboard?
Well, I used to storyboard. Coming from animation, I used to storyboard a lot, everything. But then as I started to do live action films and work with actors, I don't storyboard as much because I enjoy the sort of spontaneous nature of dealing with actors. And so, you know, I often do some images that help me conceive of the project, but then I find that it's just a lot more fun to just see what actors do and bring to a situation. And so I think as time has gone on, I mean, for animated films, obviously you storyboard everything, but for the live action films, I do it less and less.
How do you work with the script writer?
Well, it depends. Some scripts I get are very good right from the beginning. You know, something like Edward Scissorhands, which is a story that was very much a part of me. You know, it's very specific to me how I like that kind of story. So it depends on what, you know, sometimes the script is sent to me that I relate to. Sometimes I like to develop it. And then sometimes you work with actors that are very good at, you know, developing it with you. I mean, you know, something like John, who I worked with a lot, you know, we're every day on the set just sort of kind of redeveloping it because he's very good at doing that. So it depends.
How much do you think about the public? Or do you make your film just for yourself?
Well, I always get terrified watching a film with people. You know, it's funny because it's such a personal thing. I have like an out-of-body experience. Like if I can't tell the film's going really good or really bad. You know, it's a very strange, exposing process for me. So I'm very happy when people enjoy something, but it's very hard for me to watch it.
How close is the final film from the original idea?
I think all films, you would start out one way and they end up being something else, but I think that's fine. It's something beautiful about any, you know, I'm sure everybody's done any kind of, whether it's a painting or whatever, or writing, it never kind of comes out exactly the way you want it, but I think that's a beautiful thing. That doesn't bother me. I think that there's something, you know, that it takes on a life of its own, that is like life, you know, you can't plan everything exactly, and I think that's good.
You started as an animator. Did that affect or influence your work?
Yeah, it was good to have that animation background because what you get to do is you get to do every aspect of filmmaking. I mean, you do the drawings, so you design the shots, you know, film it, you edit it, you do the sound work, and it gives you a good sense of design. So I always felt it was a really good background for any type of